Hey, this is Cassie, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Shout outs to Blue Blood Sports TV.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, habla Cindy, está viendo Deportes TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, former unified British heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua has more to say. He has been very, very vocal as of late, leading into the rematch on the wake of him losing his belts June 1st to current Mexican unified heavyweight champion Andy Ruiz Jr. Anthony Joshua seems to be boiling over. And now Anthony Joshua is stating that Tyson Fury, undefeated British lineal heavyweight champion, countryman of Anthony Joshua, and his rival, undefeated WBC American heavyweight champion, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, were in cahoots to freeze him out. And so now he has this to say: to hell with them. He says, I'm not focused on them anymore. They chose to freeze me out. They chose to block me out. Well, I have this to say. Deontay Wilder didn't choose to block you out. Deontay Wilder, in fact, engaged in multiple conversations, multiple negotiations to, in fact, stage a showdown with you for undisputed. And you chose, Joshua, that you were too big for what he was offering. You, in fact, in some ways, looked down at Deontay Wilder and said that you were the A side. And pretty much you called the shots. You said, they said this is $100 million fight. So if that's the case, give me a percentage. Give me 50 million and I'll fight you tomorrow. He came up with the 50 million, and then you said you owed it to the UK fans to have the fight staged in the UK, stating that Deontay Wilder wanted to face you in the States if you should accept taking the $50 million offer. And then you turned around and came to the States for less to face American undefeated Brooklyn heavyweight champion, heavyweight contender, I said champion, Jarrell Big Baby Miller. That fell through, right? And you offered to give countrymen whom you already beat, once beaten British heavyweight contender, Dillian the Body Snatcher White, that once beaten goes to Anthony Joshua. So you tried to negotiate a fight with him, and that fell through. Then you went ahead and moved on to Mexican heavyweight Andy Ruiz Jr. And this was the beginning of the downfall. As we seen Andy Ruiz Jr. drop Anthony Joshua 4 times, ultimately stopping him. Right? So in fact, Tyson Fury wasn't on the scene to freeze you out. Right? He came back, he had a few tune-up fights, and then he went into the fight with Wilder. So how could he possibly be freezing Anthony Joshua out? Not possible, right? Deontay Wilder engaged in multiple negotiations, and that fell through on your end, right? Because you chose not to want to give him a double-way rematch clause, right? You chose not to want to accept the $50 million as he offered, as you asked for. You chose not to want to come to the States and stage that fight. You chose your fate with Deontay Wilder. And as far as Tyson Fury goes, you were never in any serious negotiations with Tyson Fury. There were never any serious talks about Joshua Fury fight. Tyson Fury still only holds the Phantom lineal heavyweight title. He doesn't hold one of the 4 major sanctioned body belts. So how could Tyson Fury freeze you out? He came back, he had 2 tune-up fights, then he went into a fight with Deontay Wilder. How is that freezing you out? They fought to a draw. There was no conclusion to their fight, to their battle, to their showdown, right? And so they choose to want to do it again to clarify who's the better of the two. If you're taking that as freezing you out, then you're sadly mistaken. That's the competitive nature of 2 guys who believe that they are the best, or 2 guys who believe that they won their first fight, or 2 guys are not satisfied with having a draw and no conclusion to their fight. So they're choosing to go into battle once again. You, on the other hand, lost to Andy Ruiz and must go back into battle with Andy Ruiz again to regain your status and your titles. So I can't see how it's possible that you could say that Tyson Fury froze you out, because he wasn't in position to freeze you out. And then when it comes to Deontay Wilder, he entered negotiations with you multiple times to stage a fight, and you chose your fate in that situation. So how did they possibly freeze you out? Because see, then they engaged, they reacted. For every action, there's a reaction. So Deontay Wilder's reaction to your actions of not accepting the fight with him, his reaction was going to the next best thing, which was Tyson Fury. They then staged their fight, they did battle, and it came to a draw. They fought to a draw, not to a conclusion. And so with that, they want to run it back. But this is all part of the reaction to your initial action. So to say that someone froze you out, that these 2 gentlemen froze you out, how could they possibly freeze you out? And if you were victorious against Andy Ruiz June 1st, then you would have more of a leg to stand on. But seeing as though you lost your belts and you lost your status, you must go regain your status. So yet again, you're saying that you're focused on Andy Ruiz, but still seems as if you're focused on the other 2-headed monster that leads the heavyweight division, being Fury and Wilder. As you stated, when you were in the fight with Andy Ruiz, you weren't focused on Andy Ruiz because your mind was on Fury and Wilder and how they were freezing you out. Well, that's not the case at all. Because see, had you accepted Deontay Wilder's offers, or should I say his counter offers, to face you because you made the offer, like Floyd Mayweather always says, the A side makes the offer. So if you claim to be the A side, you offered Deontay Wilder and you didn't accept his counter offer. Again, for every action, there's a reaction. Your action was offering him something, his reaction was his counter offer, and you chose not to accept it, thus giving him the reason to react once again and go in an opposite direction, which is Tyson Fury. They then fought to a draw, and now they have to repeat it because as 2 competitors, they're not happy with the outcome. So they want to do it again to have clarification on who is the best, because their competitive nature wants to see who's the better of the 2. And you're taking that as them freezing you out. And for somebody that doesn't understand the situation at hand, they would take this and believe it. Casuals think that, casuals will hear Anthony Joshua state that Wilder and Fury froze him out and take it and run with it, when that's simply not the case at all. You chose your fate, and then you had the opportunity to continue to stand at the top of the hill, and you fell. You tripped and you fell. You dropped the ball. Now you have to regain your status. You have to build yourself back up. They didn't drop the ball. So once again, Anthony Joshua was coming off as delusional. You said that you was the superior fighter against Andy Ruiz Jr., yet you're making so many different changes when it comes to your camp. You said the reason that you lost was because you wasn't focused and wasn't motivated. Yet you're doing so many different things to prepare yourself for the rematch. If all you had to do was focus from the beginning, you wouldn't have to make too many changes. But this is part of the delusion and part of the problem with Anthony Joshua not wanting to accept his shortcomings. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. Former unified British heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua says Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, and Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, countrymen of Anthony Joshua, choosing to freeze him out. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Blue Blood Sport TV, baby, from the